Hello, listeners, and welcome to the 13th episode of Four Weebs. I'm your host this week, Becca, because I pulled the crappy marble. This is the best intro I've given yet.
So you're not a crappy person.
Well, that's up for debate all the time. The way things work around here, we watch two different animes, one kind of a good anime and one kind of a crappy anime. We draw marbles, and whoever gets the red marble has to watch the crappy anime, and they get to choose someone who gets sucked down into the pit with them. But the red marble person also gets to pick the shows for next week. That sounds convoluted and fun. Anyway, like I said...
They should have it by now. It's episode 13.
Yeah, where have you been? Jeez. Come on, guys. We'll move on to introductions. Liam?
I'm Liam. I like to interrupt people. I've been watching anime for about 2 years. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'll give this week. That's all I got.
That's fair. That's fair. Save it for the discussion.
But I will promise to interrupt lots of people. You can have a guarantee of that.
As should be expected.
I don't know. I'm Leah, and I think I interrupt people more, but not on purpose. I just do it, because I kind of suck.
I'm going to start keeping track of everybody who interrupts everybody.
Now I'm going to be all conscious about it and not actually do it.
Oh, no. And our last person is...
Hi, I'm Veda. I don't think I interrupt people.
No, we have to suck the words out of you.
Yeah, I'm quiet. I apologize in advance for that. I also apologize for everything, so, I'm sorry for that.
Sneaky Veda apologizes and sneaks.
I apologize and I say I'm sorry, so, yeah.
But she's not really sorry.
It's all a ruse.
I figured as much.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, we watched two different animes as per usual. We watched Death Parade, and, well, specifically Leah and Liam watched Death Parade, and Veda and I watched the Irregular at Magic High School. I suspect we'll talk about the shitty one first, because all of us have watched Death Parade, so we can have a nice big long conversation about that.
Yeah.
And we'll just get this stupid... the Irregular at Magic High School was our bad anime for the week, and it was not particularly great in my book. Veda, do you want to tell us your first impressions?
Do you have a summary of it? For really quick?
Oh, I could totally pull something up.
Describe to us how you found it?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically I was trolling around on Netflix, and I was actually going to give Glitter Force as our shitty anime, and then I found the Irregular at Magic High School, and it actually only had 2 stars out of 5 on Netflix, and I was like, gee,
really?
this looks like it should be a wildly good romp of horrible anime.
The version I saw had 4 stars, so I was really confused.
Well,
I
maybe...
don't really trust Netflix ratings to be accurate, though.
They're not.
I was perfectly happy with it just being shitty on there. And it kind of, the theme-ish for the week was things that look pretty, so it looked kind of pretty.
Oh, that was the theme?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So, a quick synopsis off of Wikipedia. The series is set in a world with an alternate history where magic exists and has been polished through modern technology. However, the ability to use magic is determined by genetics, limiting the amount of magicians in existence. The story follows Tatsuya Shiba, the bodyguard to his sister Miyuki, who's also a candidate to succeed the Master Clan Yotsuba. They enroll in the first high school, which segregates characters based on magical ability, and it kind of just follows their experiences at Magic High School.
Yeah.
The plot summary makes it sound way more exciting than...
They didn't explain half that shit in the first 3 episodes.
No.
Ugh.
So, first impressions?
Okay, so the first episode starts off with this really typical narration of, oh no, this weird thing happened to the Earth, and I think it froze over or something, and they're like, oh, it's dramatic and shit.
Wasn't it the polar ice caps melted?
No, it was actually they froze the entire Earth or something.
Yeah, sure.
It was the complete opposite of what you would expect to happen.
That sounds close enough to me, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. So it starts off with that, and I was like, okay, what does this have to do with magical kids at a high school?
Mm-hmm.
It has absolutely nothing to do with them, because they never explain that ever again after they mention it in the first 2 minutes.
Yes.
It's great! And then they just move into this kid and his stupid sister, and they're both awful, and I hate them, and there's so many bad things going on, but I'll leave it right there for now.
I'm so happy you're so mad.
I was actually screaming at this show when I was watching it.
See, I was...
This is gonna be Veda's school days episode.
Oh boy. I'm really excited. I kind of just want to let Veda go.
Raging so hard, her mic keeps distorting.
Yep. Oh boy.
Sorry, is it really loud?
No, it's just like distorting a bit. That's okay.
Embrace it. Feel
Yeah.
the hate.
You know what?
Okay.
It felt so good when I did the school days episode.
You let it all out.
I don't know if it's as bad as School Days was, because I haven't seen School Days, but...
Well, being able to compare the two, my quick first impressions, this was like the most boring anime ever for an anime that's about people fighting.
Yeah.
It's really pretty, which is nice that it fits with the theme and like held that up, but otherwise this is not worth checking out.
I
It's
didn't
not
even
good.
think it was that pretty.
I thought like their outfits and stuff were pretty.
Okay, I'll give it that. It was just, but it looked like most typical 2010s anime.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like anything to write home about. Like I was so bored after watching the first 3 episodes. I was like, that's all that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I had to go back and rewatch the first episode because I was like, what the hell happened again?
Jeez.
So I just found it really, really boring. But Veda,
It's very forgettable.
yeah, but Veda, I kind of want to let you go and let's hear it.
I don't even... Most of my comments is just... Yeah. It's about... Okay. There's a lot of points here that I didn't get. Most of it revolves around the 2 main characters, the brother and sister.
You mean the boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah, the boyfriend and girlfriend. What the fuck is that? I don't know.
I know,
It
like,
was-
I watched the first episode of this anime, like, months ago.
oh my
And
god.
at first I was like, I didn't know anything about it really, and I was like, oh, this seems nice, and it's pretty, and I like the characters, and then all of a sudden, literally, I think in the first episode, they throw in that bullshit, and I was just like, and we're done.
In the
The
first,
whole
This
thing
bullshit
starts in like...
exactly.
okay, so I counted.
That's it.
I counted in the first 15 minutes, 3 times it's alluded that the brother and sister are more than brother and sister. Like they're the type of brother and sister to go make out with one another and then have babies and not be able to marry in most civil countries.
So creepy.
So,
I
yeah.
know.
And that's in the first...
Happens in the first episode.
the
Oh,
very-
yes!
numerous times it
The
happens.
second episode just makes it worse.
Yes.
Really not even, like you said, Becca, not even 15 minutes in. Like, I think I literally watched 8 minutes of that show and was like, and we're done here.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Like, the first
I just
thing
can't do
his sister says is like, some sort of shit about her brother, and then she goes on and she's like, my life is basically a gift for my brother at this point, and I was like,
Yeah!
fuck, what do you mean?
I
Like,
really
don't know.
liked in the second episode where the brother was like, if we weren't brother and sister, we would totally be lovers. And then, like,
And
after
he's
every...
like, LOL JK,
Yeah.
and you're like, no you fucking aren't.
Not with all that sexual tension that's going on, you most definitely are not joking.
And everybody in the fucking room, like, blushes, and they're all like, oh! And I'm like, this is gross. You would be screaming if
Yes.
this was real life.
Yeah.
Nobody
Oh,
would...
dude, incest is so hot.
No!
I don't know, I can handle a lot of stuff in anime, but that's always been one, like,
Just like the thing.
stereotype, or not even stereotype, whatever, that's just one thing I can't do.
See, I don't know. Is it just me, or does this feel like it's a newer trend that's only been happening, like, the last couple years or so? I don't remember anime being this incesty, like, 15 years ago.
I think it's just become more popular,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it existed before. I'm
Mm.
sure.
But, yeah, it just seems like we've watched more in, like, the last couple months that have this incest thing going on than, like, I remember there ever being before. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, that's a cultural thing, maybe.
Is it a
I'm not
cultural
saying
thing,
that
though?
Japanese people are into incest, but maybe it's just, like, something that tends to be more... I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Maybe
But it's
weebs
okay.
are supposed
I know what
to
you're
be
trying to
into
say,
it.
Leah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's the whole incest thing in Game of Thrones, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's just, like, kind of to add to the shock value, which is what a lot of Game of Thrones' whole shtick
Yeah.
is.
Well, and, like, I kind of get the feeling from this anime that, like, somewhere around the middle of it, we're going to find out that the guy's not actually her brother. That's kind of the feeling that it
think
feels
that's
like...
just what you want to hope for
Well,
yourself.
Mentioned that they were like blood related in the second episode, right
Maybe-
before he was like, if we weren't blood related, I would totally be your lover.
So maybe I'm just, like, trying to, like, make something that makes it less uncomfortable. Where I'm like, there has to be something down the line, like another 10 episodes in or something, where you find out they're not actually blood related and it's all been a ruse to, like, keep her safe or something. That's what I want to happen, because the concept of them being that close, even as cartoon characters, is really uncomfortable, and just, like, that blatant about it, too. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much set up that there's sexual tension between them, which...
But that's the whole thing. It's like they would set up the sexual tension, and then 2 minutes later, they'd be like, "Oh, well, it was a joke."
Yeah.
Get
Brother,
it?
sister,
See, we escaped
Just a
it.
prank,
because it was a
bro.
joke.
It's just a prank, brah.
That was actually what she said at one point. She, like, groped him for a minute, and then was like, "Gee, it was a joke."
Or, like, is it the third episode where she has to strip down because he's, like, checking something on her, and she
Of
gets all...
course she does.
And I was like, she doesn't need to strip down. Like, this is not
There was
required.
no reason. And then, so yeah, she's all, like, half naked, and then she, like, goes up behind him and, like, mashes her boobs into his back, and is all like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Nichan."
Yeah.
And
I
you're
mean,
like, the fuck am I watching?
Pupa was still more uncomfortable, though.
Yeah,
or, like,
I could see
I
that.
don't
Inappropriate brother sister, like, that's like but this one is definitely, like I said, first 15 minutes, 3 different occasions, they're like, we're brother and sister, but we love each other so much, and it's just like, please stop this.
Pupa was one of those ones that was definitely all about shock value, though, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah. But this
one's
one,
supposed to be.
like, it doesn't even feel like, because everything else happening is so boring and just, like, predictable. It's not good.
No.
Not good at all.
And then it's just me going on about their relationship again. Every time she talked to her brother, she would always, like, blush and act as if she'd never talked to him before. And I was like, they're supposed to be brother and sister, and she's always like, I don't know what to say. And I'm like, he's your fucking brother. You've just been
talked to
for
him.
your whole life.
Yeah.
What the shit? It just made absolutely no sense.
Maybe we'll have to read ahead, just, like, Wikipedia it, and see if they do end up not being brother and sister, because that's, like, the Hail Mary pass that I'm waiting for.
You should, yeah. I'll look it up.
Where it might
later.
be acceptable for you to
Come on,
go and
Becca,
watch
this
it.
is the bad anime. It doesn't have to...
It doesn't,
like,
no, it doesn't.
themed.
But that's where I'm sitting there, I'm like, it might all be redeemable if, but I don't know if they get to that point, because, like, we only watched the first 3 episodes, so... I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they have little inbred babies together. That's gross, too.
Oh god, please.
But,
No.
How adorable.
Again, I reference school days.
school days.
Mm,
But
Old school days.
I'm going to look now to see
Yeah.
just how long this is. It's
Yeah.
a 18-volume manga?
it's a light novel.
Yeah, okay.
I read that somewhere. It started as a light novel, which actually it explains a lot about it, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Like-
I had a lot of the things that bothered me about this show, I kind of relate it to Sword Art Online. Because it kind of has those same issues.
Does it feel almost like it almost feels soap opera-ish to me at times, where it's like, maybe that's what they're going for, is that increased, like, dramatic tension? I don't know.
So at
But it
any
wasn't
point in the
dramatic.
show, does, like, actual magic happen?
Yes.
They fight with magic.
They don't explain
But-
it though, so I didn't know what was magic and what was technology.
See, that's the part I didn't like. So, the brother and sister are going to this new high school, and in the high school there's the Class A, which is all of the, like, really strong magic users, and they're called the plants?
No, the blooms.
The blooms?
No, but that's like they're not supposed to use that term.
Yeah, this is all very much like underground high school
It's like a
student
hierarchy.
culture.
They have 2 hierarchies.
Yeah, so there's the blooms and then there's the weeds, and the weeds are like the Class B, and they're the, like, not so good at magic people.
They're the peasants.
Yeah, they're the plebs.
Are they the protagonists?
One of them.
One of them, yeah. So the brother, basically what decides whether you're in the group A or group B is you write a test before you go to this school. But the brother is so good at magic that he looked like he was bad at magic. So he's great at magic, but he's in the crappy magic group.
That's basically it.
And
the whole thing is like he's really good at analyzing everything about magic, but he's not very good at performing it.
Yes.
And the test is only based on how well you perform at magic. So he's like, he's put in the lower class, but then he's like a super fucking badass.
Yes. So that was the thing that really bugged me, because I was like, okay, this is too black and white. This is too obvious. Like, this is too stupid. I don't believe for a minute that that's where they would put him. And that was the part that, like, really got me after the whole relationship issue between him and his sister. And his sister is supposed to be really decent at magic, and she's like, she represents the whole new class at the beginning of the year, and, like, gets to go up and do a speech and stuff like that. And everyone's all so shocked that this poor, shitty guy is stuck, that's his sister, and oh my god, like, magic doesn't run in the family, meh, meh, meh.
Yeah.
I found that really annoying, because I was like, really? He's too good at magic? Like, come on.
And then he pwns all of the really good magicians, and they're all like, how is this weed, like, destroying me at magic? And, oh my god. It's that plot.
No one can
see it before. You've
seen it before, done better, and it's so poorly done, and, like, the magic that they do, it's all, like, dueling magic. So it looks shiny
like
for a minute.
Harry Potter.
Kind of like in Harry Potter, but Harry Potter is British and not so stupid.
Civilized.
Yeah. They don't get wands. They get, like, guns and stuff. That's the other thing.
But like, they never explain it. It's like some of them have guns, some of them have bracelets, and some of them
I want a gun. I don't want a bracelet, man.
Yeah, and some of them have, like, sticks. I don't know, but they weren't wands.
It's magic. You shouldn't need a gun to do magic.
I was so confused. Okay, there was one part where his sister...
But, like, if someone offered you a gun, it'd, like, be useful, right? It's like, why not have a gun and magic?
Maybe, I think it's a gun that only shoots magic.
Yeah.
But you can only use magic to shoot... I don't fucking know. They never explain it!
Yeah.
There was one part where his sister was in the kitchen and she, like, made this ice appear everywhere because she got all emotional about something, and then I was like, okay, so they can use magic with their hands. But then later on, nobody uses magic with their hands. They all need these stupid magic items to do shit.
I like that their outfits kind of suggested the kind of magic that they can do, though. Like, hers is all, like, wintry pattern. I thought that was pretty.
I actually really liked those, like, little sheer things. Those were cute.
Yeah. And it's not a hentai, just to clarify.
No, it's one of those shows that just, like, come up with new rules and then break them whenever it's convenient.
It wouldn't surprise me if it does down the road. Well, yeah, no, that's exactly what happens, because the brother isn't allowed to be part of the school government because he's part of the group B.
The student council.
But, P.S., note, we can modify the rules for the... They basically...
Disciplinary committee?
Yeah, they have students that are the disciplinarians, so they run around making sure nobody else is doing magic when they're not supposed to.
They're like the police of the school.
Yeah,
starting to sound more and more like a shitty version of Kill la Kill.
I think it is.
No. No, Kill la Kill is... There's more going on. Like, you just...
Excuse me, have you watched Kill la Kill?
I have, and that's what I'm saying, is Kill la Kill has more going on, though, like... There's more layers to, like, what's happening than this.
No, that's why it's a shitty version.
Yeah, this is the shitty version, but I wouldn't even want to compare it to Kill la Kill, because there's, like, such a huge gap in, like, the quality of just, like, the thought being put into the storyline. There's just too big of a gap for it to be comparable.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I like the comparison of this to SAO, because I feel like they're really similar in a lot of ways. I know you haven't seen Sword Art Online, but it kind of just, like, the character types and the way the story is kind of going, and, like, the plot they have him on just seems a lot like Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, should we wrap up and do our final thoughts so we can talk about better things?
Lots of other things to say.
Fucking go Veda.
Let it all out.
Go Veda. Like.
Okay, hang on. There was one part at the beginning where I wasn't sure if we were watching a harem or not, because literally in the span of 2 minutes, 6 different girls walked up to him.
So many women.
And introduced themselves, and I was like, are we starting a harem? I don't know. They never explain it.
It kind of feels like it's going to be a harem, though, doesn't it? Because it's like him and one other guy, and then a bunch of girls.
Yeah, like, and then his sister, which is obviously going to be who he ends up
with.
His
main love interest.
Fuck, it's so creepy. And let me see. What else did I write down? I have to go look.
No, it's all good.
Oh yeah, and then like at one point one of the other girls also called him Oni-sama, and I was like, oh god, they're all just gonna call him Oni-sama. It's gonna be like some fucking harem of his
Maybe
little
What's
sisters.
What's Oni-sama translate to?
Brother?
Brother. You can be Oni-sama or Oni-chan.
Maybe the whole show is just about how he becomes a big brother to everyone and then just bangs everyone.
Oh, that's so creepy.
I know.
That's how you do it. You become a brotherly figure to all these people, and then you just fuck them all. Because everybody loves fucking their brother. If you're in an anime.
Liam's not allowed to talk anymore about brothers and fucking.
Well, that's why I added that part at the end. Everybody likes to fuck their brother
So
if you're in an anime.
if fucking your brother is something that you're into, perhaps you would be into the Irregular
So
at
much
Magic
FMA
High School.
fanfic.
No.
I'm really happy we picked this one because now it means we never have to watch it again.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Just
No.
the point about I was gonna talk the characters though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hated both of them, but the main character was just so bland. Like, they made him perfect, basically,
Yes.
and then they gave him no personality.
He's
He's just like this brick that walks around and has no emotion.
It's very clear he's kind of like the Mary Sue character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's too good at magic.
yeah.
really?
Like, what the fuck kind
Like-
of conflict is that?
Yeah.
It
Like-
was so mad. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like that was the part that, like, when everybody's talking about how great he is at magic, but he's also crappy at magic, for me that was the part where I was like, oh, it's that poorly written that they can't even give him, like, an actual storyline.
It's exactly like you said. It's that badly written. The whole show is terribly written of cliches and awful characters that you've already seen before in better shows,
Yes.
just meshed into this potato of awful.
Potato.
Yes. And then they're just like, so he's like the stupid brick that walks around and just says shit, and everyone loves him or hates him. And then they just give him all these random magical abilities for no reason, out of plot convenience, and they're just like, yeah, he's great now. And then his sister is like this useless lump that doesn't do anything.
and has no drive and no passion.
The only drive and passion she has is her love for her brother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so stupid.
Well, because isn't that the whole thing when they ask her to join the student government?
Yes.
She isn't going to join unless her brother can join, and they're like, too bad for you, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then 30 seconds later, oh, never mind, we found a spot for him, it's all good.
Yeah, it was it was like, why did you even make that conflict if you were just gonna get rid of it 2 seconds later?
Yeah.
There was no reason.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's literally like,
and
it's literally within like 5 minutes.
it is. Not even minutes. It's
Like,
like 5 seconds
yeah, they
after they're
change
like,
it.
she's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll join. They're like, wait, we found a solution to your problem that was basically non-existent.
Because you joined anyway, to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. It was so stupid. And they just kept doing that to his sister. Like, every time she did something, she would, like, look to him for approval, and it was like, this is really annoying. Please
Yes.
stop.
And then she doesn't. And then, yes.
Yeah, it was just, I didn't like it.
Great times. On the scale of AIDS, diabetes, and HIV, where do you put this?
Diabetes is on the same scale as AIDS.
Hey, diabetes is a huge issue.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh god, I don't know if I can compare it to things that are that bad. I feel like it wasn't that horrible, it was just awful in a whole nother
I
way.
feel like you must have watched worse throughout the process of this podcast.
Most
Can't be
likely.
that bad.
No, it's just, maybe I'm just so disappointed because I feel like this show could have had potential.
Well, and that was the whole thing. When I remember reading the description, and I'm like, a magic school? I would totally watch that. And then it's horrible.
I remember being pretty bummed too.
Yeah,
I
like,
really wasn't wanting to watch an anime and it was on Netflix, and I'm like, this sounds promising, and then I just
Well, and I really would be.
Dreams crushed.
I would really love to see, like, a Harry Potter-esque magic school where everyone's learning how to do magic and there's dragons and shit and people can fight those things and it's...
That would be so cool.
That would be cool. And then...
Just like Rosario X Vampire.
I didn't get to watch that, so I don't know.
That one wasn't good either.
But like, it's...
That's my joke.
Rather than... I don't know if it's funny or not. I don't know what Rosario plus Vampire was like.
It's okay.
It was like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I love
just
Harry Potter.
Like Harry Potter. No differences at all.
So, like, that was what I was expecting, though, when it's like they're at a magic school, and even with everybody, like, all dressed up in really pretty outfits, I'm like, okay, maybe it's floofy magic, like, making birds and stuff. I can watch that for a while. But then the magic's all, like, it feels like science fiction to me. So you don't even get, like, your fantasy buzz off of it.
It's not.
Yeah, and it was not at all what I was expecting to watch to begin with.
Exactly.
And then everything else that's bad about it just kind of, like, slowly drags it further into the mud. Boy, though, I'll tell you, that whole Oni-chan thing, that's... Oni-chan's the most romantic thing you can hear in an anime.
No. Fucking painful.
I agree.
Oh, God.
Just
100%. You
tugs
nailed it.
at the heartstrings.
No, it doesn't.
Tugs at lots of things.
So many things.
Oh God.
No.
Okay.
Romantic and sexy.
Right.
Anyway.
Point. I think we need to talk about the next anime now.
Yes. Alright.
Hey, wait, no, are you gonna keep watching this?
Final.
Yeah, final thoughts?
It was boring. They didn't explain anything, so you never had any idea what was going on. The characters were one-dimensional and flat. They wasn't that pretty, but the outfits were okay. None of this stuff had any redeeming qualities whatsoever, and there was lots of incest shit that they kept trying to cover up with shitty one-liners. So, no, I would not keep watching it.
Mic dropped.
Incest. Just kidding.
Well, I'm really glad we watched it just because I've never heard Veda this fired up about something like this before. So, for that, it's a good payoff. Otherwise, don't watch this unless you like mediocre anime.
There you go.
And
Or incest porn. Like
your
weird
jam.
incest.
If you're watching it for incest porn, it sounds like you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, because you're not going to get any payoff, but you are going to get the build up.
There's no porn, there's just
So,
smashing occasionally.
yeah. If you want some really weird stuff to write fan fiction about, this is the anime for you.
Yeah. It's really dirty fan fiction.
Otherwise, what you should be watching is our next offering, which is Death Parade. Liam and Leah watched this, finally. I'm so happy. So Death Parade is about, at the borders of heaven and hell lies a bar. There's an attendant who, There's an attendant who will, one after another, basically challenges pairs of recently deceased people to a random game, and it helps decide their fate, whether they get to go to heaven or to hell, although it's not really that black and white. It's more like a positive afterlife and a negative afterlife.
If you get reincarnated or not.
Yeah. So there's any sorts of games ranging from bowling, darts, air hockey, video games. There's like fucking Twister game at one point. And that kind of determines everybody's where they go in the afterlife.
Determine your
Your
fate
actions.
with Twister.
Yes. So we focus specifically on the bar Quindecim and the people that inhabit it, and I'm going to pass this off to Liam and Leah. First thoughts?
First
I loved
thoughts,
it, and I watched
was
the whole
really-
anime.
Yay!
I've watched 9 episodes out of 12, so I'm almost there.
So close.
Do it.
Oh, you couldn't have. Oh, but the ending. Ugh. Yeah.
Well,
No.
So
I watched the whole thing. I like binged it in like 2 sittings. I was like 3 episodes. Poof.
excellent.
I ain't stopping there. It was amazing.
So
So good.
I should add really quickly too. Veda and I have both watched this whole thing earlier
Yes.
in like 2015, so everybody can talk
Yeah.
about it when we're all done. But anyway, Liam?
it was very pretty, so it fits the theme well. And it's
Yeah.
just like, it wasn't just like pretty, the just general quality of the anime was very, very good. It's Studio Madhouse, so I guess that's a good sign there. It's a very interesting story, and they don't like lay out all the information there right in front of you. It's a lot of subtlety, which is nice, but confusing at the same time. But I guess hopefully I'll be explained for me when I finish it soon, probably sometime this week.
Fingers crossed. It does explain most things.
Yeah.
There's still some questions left. We're kind of eagerly awaiting to hear if there'll be a season 2 or not, because the whole anime itself is 12 episodes long, so it's a real quick, like, easily bingeable show.
I hope so.
I think from the little bit I was reading around, it doesn't sound like it.
Well, that's a bad
I know.
choice on their part.
Mhm.
Alright, should we let you guys chat about
and
it for a bit?
I did watch Death Billiards
Yes.
first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Which I would recommend watching Death Billiards first. I think it helped explain. Like, they explain kind of the same stuff in the first episode, but I think Death Billiards is just a better intro to the whole thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a little mini prequel episode that kind of just like immerses you in the world a little bit.
Yeah. So
Like a pilot.
my understanding is that Death Billiards was kind of a short they released.
Like a one-shot?
Like, yeah, one shot, and then when Death Billiards was received so well, they expanded it into a full show.
I'm so happy.
Can I just say, this was actually one of my first initial thoughts, is how much I love that intro song.
Oh my God!
Never
Yeah, it's a
skipped
good song.
it. Never
It's
skipped
It's not
it.
like my favorite anime opening of all time, but like it's definitely good enough to like I don't skip through it.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. I love
I don't
it.
know,
so
it might be
much.
one of my favorites. I like it a lot. The song,
I
and
have
like how
this
they
I
all
like the
dance to it.
dancing. I
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
dancing. It's really happy.
It's definitely
It's good because the show can be so like sad.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely my favorite. I know it's like this is like one of the only animes where I watch the intro every single time
So did I.
Mhm.
when I watched it because it's just so good.
You can't not.
No,
So good.
It just
No.
makes you want to dance. It's great. I love it.
and everybody looks so happy.
I
know.
And then you watch the
Little
show and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you watch the show, you're like, what the fuck?
I know,
Although there is that one like or a couple fan servicey episodes or moments.
Episode
Yeah,
So
yeah, 7 or 9.
I think it was 7.
Is it 7 where they're
It's the
playing the
Twister
Twister
one.
game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was 7.
with the kind of like they
cat.
step. Yes, they step out of the regular bar we're used to and go to a different bar.
The guy with red hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of a weird episode. That wasn't
I
my
didn't-
favorite.
It
It
is
was
a weird
my
episode.
least favorite. Sorry.
That's
I'm off topic now.
because you want more
That's so
Destin,
good.
because, ugh.
I love
Love
him.
him.
He's
I
so
love-
great.
System isn't my favorite, but he's he's cute.
That's because you don't have a vagina.
Cause what?
You don't have a vagina. Who is your favorite character, Liam?
Hey
I
man,
love it.
I know a sexy man when I see one.
So,
All that
I just want to
brooding.
see his other eye. Is all I'm saying.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
eventually, yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
shit.
Sorry, I forgot.
God.
I'm sorry.
Oh god, the whole
Apologize.
show's ruined now.
Watch
No,
those
you-
episodes, Liam.
You have something to look forward to. You can just count
Well, I
down
was
the
watching
minutes.
it last night. Like I'm trying.
Good.
One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was, and this was just based off the first 3 episodes, like we usually do,
Mhm.
is so, like, the first 2 episodes, as we all know, but the listeners might not know, that, you first see this married couple who comes in, and
Mhm.
usually what happens is it's when people die at the same time, is when they face off in the bar.
Mhm.
Anyway, so the first episode, you see it from the couple's point of view, trying to, like, battle this game, and then, like, the second episode is when you see it from the eyes of this girl who's going to become an assistant in the bar,
Mhm.
so you kind of get a background. But anyway, long story short, in that one of them goes to be reincarnated, and the other one doesn't.
Mhm.
And-
The abyss.
Yeah, from that point, I always thought one person had to be reincarnated, and the other one had to, like, die, or not die, go
Like-
to the abyss or whatever. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that
But
you could
spoiler
have
alert,
both of them go.
sometimes.
Well, you know what? We've all seen
Spoiler.
it. It's nice to talk about it as a discussion.
Yeah.
Spoiler: sometimes
Um.
people can go the same place.
Anyway, this is still in the first 3 episodes. Anyway, so then the third episode, you get this, like, adorable set of teenagers who come in, and
Third
they, like, melt
episode's
your
probably
heart.
my favorite one.
They were
Yeah.
so cute.
They, like, melt your heart, and they, like, just go on like a little date, even though they both know that they're dead. And
So-
the whole time, I'm just going like, oh my god, which one of them has to go to hell?
Like, the whole episode, I was so worried about this two
Me
kids.
too. I was just like so
Oh, God.
sad. I was like, oh my god, how do you pick? This isn't fair.
Even almost,
I don't like
it's
this.
almost like that in Death Billiards too.
Mm-hmm.
Death Billiards, you're kind of wondering
Yeah.
which one of them's the one that's gonna get sent down.
See,
Mhm.
I wonder if they set it up that way to kind of, because you kind of have that expectation of if there's two people and, like, you kind of expect that one has to go to like, be reincarnated and the other one has to go to the abyss. And that's part of what I like about the show, is that it kind of, like, it sets something up for you, and then it's like, by the way, you don't understand this properly, this is actually how it works.
Well, and I didn't. So at
And-
the end of that episode, and they kind of don't give it like that definitive of an answer. They just
Yeah.
get to the elevator, and that's it.
Well,
And
did
at
you
that
notice...
point, like, well, I did notice the masks.
Yeah.
But I found for them that
yeah.
one still looked kind of evil looking. So I was kind of like,
Well,
unsure.
I'm still not even like 100% trusting that the masks are what they say they are, because the show like tends to be pretty ambiguous. But
I think the masks are meant to be kind of an indication for the listener that hasn't seen Death Parade. Quit listening to us and go watch it.
Yeah.
But for anybody that's seen it, just kind of a refresher. When people go to leave to either be reincarnated or to go to the abyss, they get into elevators, and there's a mask. There's a mask of kind of like a geisha, and then one of a demon or like a
they call them
yokai.
Oni.
Oni, that's
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did I get yokai from? And they
know.
swap around, and they kind of like seem to move of their own accord, and are kind of
So, like, not
Well,
the
they-
same elevator doesn't always go to the abyss. It switches
Yeah.
depending on where the
Well, yeah,
demon
and
mask is and where the geisha mask is.
sometimes like both elevators will have an Oni mask.
yeah, because
Yeah.
And like a lot of time they do it in like a really quick shot, so you almost miss it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel like if I went back and watched the episode again, it'd probably be a lot more clear to me that both masks were like good masks.
I'm pretty sure
Because
they
they both
were.
get reincarnated.
I know they intentionally, for some reason I want to think that in episode 3 they do make a point of showing the shot that they're both geisha masks.
Mhm.
They
suggest
do
that-
it, but they don't do it really obviously. is
Yeah.
what
I
I
think it's because
remember.
at that point you don't necessarily remember, or at least I didn't anyway, what the masks looked like in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at them like, okay, well, one of them doesn't look demony, but they don't look like, I don't know. I just remember
Yeah.
being confused at that point and being like, oh my god, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I remember being really happy because I was like, oh, they're both white, so that means they're both
Mhm.
good.
That sounded really racist.
Sorry!
Veda's the best racist.
They're both white, so they must be good.
Oh god, I didn't mean it that way. Oh dear.
But that's definitely something, like, I remember when I was watching it, I made a point of watching the masks, because to me they seem to stand out. When watching Death Billiards, it seemed like they put an emphasis on them, so I made a point to watch them, but I know if I didn't know to watch them, that's something that you might miss completely, and that kind of removes part of the point of the show.
Well, I definitely noticed in the first 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was just by the third, I was just, again, you get that idea that one of them has to go to the abyss, and then I just started second guessing myself, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, now you can go back and rewatch, like, half
They
the
both
show.
live, and it's
and-
fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
when those episodes reach their climax and like people are just sobbing in Indissim's arms, and he's just like hugging them emotionlessly.
Oh, I
It's just
know.
like, man, this is brutal.
Yeah.
It is. But it's so good.
So good.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, can we have a date before we, go to die? And he's like, all right, you can have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then the assistant gives him shit, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
it's
Yes.
Like, what are you fucking talking about? 5 minutes isn't long enough. Give them longer. And she like starts just shaking him.
Yeah.
And of course he just stands completely still. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the relationship between her and Decim?
Oh, they're
Without
so
spoilers.
cute.
No.
so cute.
Well, by relationship I mean like anything that you would have between two people. We all have relationships with one another. They don't have to be romantic. That's why I phrased it that way.
Yeah, no, I still don't know how the show ends, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
don't-
kind of hard
That
to
needs to
say
be
without
explained.
spoiling things.
Do you enjoy their interaction between one another?
Yeah,
That's all I need.
cute when she made him a sandwich. And she's like, aren't you gonna say it's good? He's like,
That's
yes, it's
such a
good.
boy thing to say.
I didn't mean it like that.
You should though. That's
Remember
great.
when he was like making lunch and she's like, "No, I'll do it," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Okay." So then he like starts eating the sandwich she made him. She's
Yeah.
like, "Aren't you gonna say that it's good?" He's like, "Yes, no, it's very good." And she's like, "Only very good." He's like, "Oh, it's excellent. It's a very good sandwich."
Yeah.
Very
No,
good.
It's good that she's there because Dissim's just so cold.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, yeah, because
compliment to that.
the whole thing, and I guess whatever. I don't care about spoilers at this point.
I do.
Liam does.
Liam
No,
cares
I
with
don't mean for the
spoilers.
ending of the show. I just mean we can basically
Okay.
talk about almost the whole show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the fact that the bartenders they don't have human emotion. They're just
Mhm.
meant to like analyze the players who come in
Yeah.
based off of
Yeah.
more
Her
like
actions.
yeah, exactly. But then the whole idea is that Dasim was given a little bit of human emotion, if I understand correctly.
That's how I understood it
That's
too.
what
Yeah.
the
Right.
kind of boss lady who's running the bars was trying to do.
I think the boss lady is my favorite.
I love
Yeah.
her.
She's
I'll
pretty
say just
great.
because of her hair. I just love her.
I know
hair.
it's so.
Oh my
great.
gosh, I know.
I find the creepy old guy with like the flowery hair. He's very creepy. I pretty
He
much gave that
creeped me
away.
out though.
Yeah.
His beard is literally like a flower that can like suck out your soul.
Well, and like
That's
at,
creepy.
I think that's a spoiler, Leah. I don't.
Well, he doesn't actually
think
suck
I've
out
seen-
anyone's soul, Liam. It does move and like it does something. I don't
I
remember.
don't remember seeing his hair actually move.
I believe it does at the end of
It
the
twitches
episode.
a bit.
There's an episode where they're playing. Him and the boss lady are playing
Space
pool,
pool.
and like
lightsabers.
yeah, and like at the very end, I thought his beard like moved around or something.
It does,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah, yeah, but
Maybe.
I find him quite creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like initially, I was like, "Oh, another person. What do they do?" And then by the second time I saw him, I was like, "He's not a good person. I don't like him."
and his huge pupils.
Yes, he's very very weird looking. Kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Very creepy. Mm-hmm.
But the boss lady though,
The boss
She's the
lady's
best.
badass.
she's so great.
I even kind of like the other redheaded bartender that's like always seems like he's grumpy. Like
Mhm.
Desmond's just kind of like blank, but the other guy just seems like he's always mad at everyone.
I feel like
Mhm.
he has more emotion than they pretend he does.
Yeah,
Which makes it interesting because you're like, you know how they say like, oh, they don't have human emotion and stuff like that. Then I'm like, then how do any of them have the personalities they do?
hmm
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
kind
a
of
good. I've been
interesting.
wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess like I did have one kind of issue with the show, but it's pretty nitpicky. I mean, I kind of just found an issue just so there'd be something to talk about.
hmm
It's like all
Right.
these people when they first show up at the bar, they don't know they're dead,
yeah,
Mhm.
and they're all, and then you know most of them go through a moment of realizing like, oh, we're trapped here.
Yeah.
Well, like what the hell are we gonna do?
yeah,
But then most of them are just like, oh, it ends up them just being like, yeah, I guess we'll just hang out here. Like I don't,
Yeah, they don't
I don't
really
feel
freak
like
out.
it's always a believable reaction to.
hmm
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like maybe it's one of those things. Maybe there's something about like the atmosphere of the place that makes people just like kind of accepting.
That's kind of what I chalked it up to. That it's kind of one of those things where like when they come in, they might feel like when you get that feeling where like something's wrong, but you don't know, you can't even think of like what to put your finger on because it's something so unsettling and it's so like when Adam's dad got really sick, like there was just that feeling like when we couldn't get a hold of him where like something's wrong but you don't know what it is. There's no clue and there's no reason why you should think that something's wrong, but you do.
Yeah.
I kind of almost got the feeling that maybe the people have a feeling like that where it's like almost like they know that they know that they don't have any other choice. They have to be at the bar. That was kind of how
yeah,
I
it's
took
like
it.
a pretty
Mhm.
nitpicky
Okay.
issue.
Yeah, no,
That
that's
was-
fair.
that was okay.
Yeah. I know I definitely got to the point where watching it that after a while it seemed like I know at a certain point they have the few people go into like the bathroom and they're trying to find a way out and things like
Mhm.
that. Like it started to change up further that you got in, but the first couple episodes it definitely felt like it was a little bit repetitive when they're first introduced.
Yeah.
But you know that it's gonna not necessarily be repetitive down the road, so
I think going back to the bartenders and the human emotion, I think maybe a better way to put it is maybe so much, not that they don't have emotions, they lack like empathy. Like they can't feel.
Well, they aren't supposed
Right.
to be human in this.
Yeah.
bless me. Empathy is a good way to put it though, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's definitely something that's missing that makes them not human, or like separates them from the humans.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
so we can assume Leah enjoyed it because she watched the whole thing in 2 sittings.
Yes.
Yes, and Liam's working
I will
on
be
it.
finishing it shortly.
It's good.
This is my
Sure.
favorite anime we've watched so far in the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm so
Yeah.
glad. I'm so
I
glad.
don't think I like this one as much as Code Geass,
Oh, yes.
but
Mhm.
I think like it's definitely up there. It's pretty good. I think it's just Code Geass is more my style.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, and having seen Code Geass, that is completely acceptable.
Oh yeah.
And I did think when I assigned them, I thought that you might, because it isn't as mechy and stuff like that. I was a little
Not that,
worried.
Like I watch a bunch of mecha.
Oh, no,
anime.
no.
I do like
But-
the more subtle stuff, but
No, that's fair. I kind of had a feeling that maybe it would.
It's a little
It wouldn't
less
be your
action
favorite.
packed
Yes.
than maybe something you would usually watch.
Yeah.
well, the thing is, for shows in this kind of genre, I tend to like most of the shows in this kind of genre.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to go to more live action stuff than
Yeah.
anime.
Okay.
But I mean, it doesn't
know.
really matter if it's anime or live action as long as the story's good, right?
Yeah.
This kind of anime is like right up my alley.
Oh, same.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely same.
This is what I love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is definitely one that stood out on my list for 2015.
If they had the character design of this show in Code Geass,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
you can shoot me now. I'll die a happy man.
That's so true. It was a really, really, really pretty anime.
Someone make it happen.
was.
Yes. Well, good. So, last thoughts?
It was just amazing. I don't know what else I'm gonna watch to top that.
I wish
don't
there
know.
was more to
Exactly.
watch. I'm almost like putting off finishing it because I don't want to finish it because
No,
then there won't
just
be
do
any
it.
more to watch.
But if you
It's one of those
finish
things
it,
where, like, after I finished it, I just sat there and was kind of like happy and sad because it was over, and sad but happy.
So many
I don't know.
emotions.
Happy
Yeah.
I think
and
it's-
sad and sad but happy.
I think
Yeah.
it's episode 11 when you find out when there's
The
this
big twist.
the big twist. I think it's the episode it is. I don't know. I was like crying, but I was like, it all makes sense now. I wouldn't have expected this from an anime. Yeah, no.
Oh,
I wouldn't
God.
say the ending surprised me, but it was still like fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's sometimes rare to find like a really good ending on a show.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
It's fulfilling.
and it's a nice ending. I find it's really good because if it were left where it is right now, I would be happy with that. But I would also be so happy if they did another season.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I know, like,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
A common thing I was kind of seeing, like, because I was looking around to see if there was a season 2, is a lot of people didn't want one because they said, like, enough has been said, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, where are they gonna take it from there?
Although,
Yeah.
really, because I think they definitely could have delved more into, like, so you know how, I mean, the main part of the show and the episodes is the actual, like, the contestants playing the game, seeing who's going to win, who's not. But then they kind of throw you into the behind the scenes of what the people who work for all the bars do,
Yeah.
and, like, you know,
And that's the part I'm more interested to learn
me
more
too.
about
I'm
is
like,
how it all
they
works.
could have, like, you know,
Delved
really
into it.
delved into that
Yeah.
more, and, you know, or delved more into giving these bartenders or whatever, like, more human emotion, or, like, how the whole, like, middle world they kind of reside in works, and that
Yeah,
kind of
because
thing.
they did introduce a bunch of those characters too, and they only just
Mhm.
sort of touched the
They're all in
surface
the
on that
intro.
side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the intro
Mm.
doing their happy dance.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But they never really went in depth with anybody there, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like you want to know them more, but
Yeah.
Exactly.
but
And
yeah. It's
yeah.
like I'd be satisfied if they left it where it is, but I feel the same. I'd also be like really, really, really happy if they did more.
Yeah, it definitely feels like there's a lot to live up to, and that's the part where I'm like, if they didn't do a season 2, I would completely understand. But I feel like there's potential to do justice by it if they
Mhm.
so chose. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Well, should we do? Well, I guess the next part to talk about is the draw. If you're a longer-ish time listener, you'll know that every 7th episode we tend to do something a little bit different, just to kind of shake things up. to keep things exciting for ourselves.
Because variety is the spice of life.
Variety is the spice of life. So what we're going to do is we'll defer Veda's choosing of the animes to 2 shows from now, and instead we'll be drawing for the special episode. Last time we did a special episode, Liam was our boss, and he gave us Ghost in the Shell to check out, which was a great time.
Best
And
special episode ever.
because there's only the most bestest and greatest.
At this point in time.
Although maybe
I-
Veda will give me a run for my money, or whoever.
You never know.
Whoever.
Yeah, so what
No.
what we'll do is we'll be doing a marble draw, but it'll just be between Leah, Veda, and myself, as Liam did our first special episode. Once we've all had a chance to host a special episode, we'll throw everybody back in and go back to it. So I guess the question is, who wants to draw first?
Me.
Leah? Shaking of the marbles. Leah wants to see the red marble, and she got a white marble. So, would you like to go next, Veda?
I will go next.
Alright. Veda also got a white marble.
That means it's you.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Maybe there'll be special guests next episode.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking about this, so. Well,
Gonna leave
that's
it as
great.
a surprise.
Yes, we'll leave it as a surprise for the listeners and for ourselves, I think. And we'll be back next week, I guess.
Come join us again.
Yeah.
Oni-chan.
Come listen to
Oh.
us. Oni-chan! Aw.
Sorry.
How do you say I love you in Japanese?
Daisuki.
Daisuki?
Yeah.
Depends how intense you want to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to be as intense as possible.
Yeah, so.
Daisuki?
Daisuki.
Daisuki.
Daisuki desu.
Daisuki desu, Ani-chan?
How do you say goodnight?
I think it's oyasumi
Oyasumi.
nasai. Or oyasumi.
Nasai.
Yeah.
Sumanasai.
Oyasumi nasai.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oya.
Sumi
Sumi.
Nasai.
Nasai. Nasai. Nasai.
Nasai.
Good night, everyone, in English.
Oni-chan.
Or have a good day,
Night.
whatever you're
Good
listening
night.
to us. Maybe it's good morning.
Oh.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Boom. Bye!